Hi, my name is Andy Wagner. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about who I am. If you could just give me one moment. This is who I am. I was born October 2nd, 1995 at Yuma Memorial Hospital to Carrie and David Wagner. When I was 2 years old, I went to church, climbed up on a counter, and jumped off headfirst, giving myself a traumatic brain injury, which killed off my parietal lobe and my left temporal. I had to relearn how to walk, how to talk, and I was in speech therapy and physical therapy, hand-eye coordination therapy, and emotional regulation therapy for several years. In 2005, my mother passed away. She was suffering from complications with a glioblastomic brain tumor at the base of her skull. So I got to grow up with my dad and my brother. There were stepmoms and girlfriends, but no one ever really stuck. It's been 16 years that I was with them. In middle school, I joined the Students Helping Others Club, also known as Show Club. We sold popcorn to make money for our club so we could take the special needs students on field trips. It was similar to Best Buddies, just not at that level. I performed in performing arts, choir, dance, drama, plays from 5th grade all the way up until I graduated. I was in some sort of performing arts. And I was not any good, and I was not any good, and I didn't help at all. In junior year of high school, I came out to my father as bi. I had had the same girlfriend, as you can see in the picture, her name was Miley. I had known her and had been secretly dating her since we were both in the fifth or sixth grade. I'd known for a while that I was bi. When I graduated in 2014, I went to Arizona Western College, and I did not do well. There was a lot that had happened. I got in with a bad crowd, and that landed me getting assaulted. And at certain points, I was almost arrested. My school dropped, even though I was doing the best I don't want to say I did the best I could because I wasn't. But this is a picture of me in my dorm room. Because of all the problems with the near arrests and the assault and my psychological state at the time, I dropped out. And yes, that is me being very dramatic. So I moved to Colorado to live with my dad, and he got me a job at a Montessori preschool. Since my degree, my first year and a half, I was going for education. I loved working at the Montessori school, but I had found out that my dad was moving back to Arizona, and I didn't want to move back to Arizona. So I met a guy online, and I packed my things and I moved in, and we got engaged. Found out he was also engaged to another woman, even though I was raising his children and living with him. Don't know how that worked out. Well, when I found out that, I decided that I was going to start looking for someone else. And I met someone, and 2 days later, I broke up with my fiance and moved in with my new boyfriend, who was 24 years older than I was. Eee. Yeah, not my brightest move. Does it get better? No. I married him 2 months later. This dress I didn't actually wear to the ceremony because he told me that only virgins wore white. So I ended up wearing a red polo and jean shorts, and he wore khaki shorts and a blue polo. and went to a place called Get Married Today in Phoenix. None of our family was invited. We had no friends. We hired our witnesses. It was very sketchy, and I shouldn't have done it. But we moved to Florida about a year later. And when we moved to Florida, I got a job at Disney World. And it was my favorite job in the entire world. And if I could go back and work there, I would. I loved it. I was very happy working at Disney World. But because of the pandemic and through financial hardships that were going on, financial and emotional hardships, along with a lot of abuse from my ex-husband, our relationship turned sour. So I left my husband in the middle of the night, packed my suitcases, and called an Uber and went to the airport. And I flew back to Arizona, where I met this wonderful lady here, who is my stepmother. My brother, you can see there in the back with the dog. And they picked me up from the airport after they had paid for my plane ticket. And they moved me into their house. And I've lived here for a while now, since March 12th, 2020. Started working at McDonald's, even though it was a huge downgrade from Disney World. It paid the bills. So I worked there for a while until I met my current boyfriend, and things were fantastic. He encouraged me to go back to school. And he kept asking me, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you do? You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. And he encouraged me to enroll at Central Arizona College in the radiology technician program. This is a picture of one of my most recent assignments where I had to do gene cloning. It's actually pretty cool. I also recently came out as non-binary about half a month ago. My stepmom knew almost immediately. I asked her, do you know what my pronouns are? And she said, you're they, them. I've known for a while. I was scared to tell my dad because he doesn't really take these things well. So I said, can you tell him? And her response was the screen grab here. Later on, it didn't end up going very well, and my dad doesn't really accept it, but he does call me by my preferred name, which is Andy. And Andy is short for Andromeda. I chose Andromeda because it is the most beautiful galaxy I have ever laid my eyes on. It's also known as Messier 33. And it is our closest galaxy. It is one of the brightest galaxies. And there is a suspicion that it might be able to host life. So there's hope. On the left here, you'll see a picture that I drew of it earlier last year when I had started thinking about what name I would be called if I ever came out. I was born as Emma, but now I'm Andy. I still have to legally change my name. But I plan on only changing it once. So hopefully my boyfriend will marry me and I can just change my name once and I won't have to go through the whole debacle several times. Thank you. I figure out how to end the recording. You. Thank you.